Days of Our Lives, Johnny and Chanel's firestorm crisis erupts. Days of Our Lives spoilers, Theo steals Gabi's DiMera CEO spot. Tony's treason sparks fury. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives finds Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree are going strong right now. He has got the tried murder charges and his pater EJ DiMera's shooting behind him. He was going to be acquitted, but they're fully dropped now. So, effects are looking good. They want to borrow little Tesoro. Still, there are about to be new challenges coming their way, and a wild council knavery may beget a disagreement that throws their future off track. We're going to talk about whether Chanel and Johnny's marriage can take the successes that are coming their way. I'm going to lay it all out for you. Days of Our Lives, Johnny and Chanel face new adoption and relationship challenges. It looks like the Days of Our Lives pens are gearing up to put Johnny and Chanel through some new challenges in the forthcoming weeks. Right now, Johnny has agreed they can start a family, and Chanel wants to borrow lovable firehouse baby Tesoro. At the same time, I worry that Johnny is going to fall victim to a knavery by a veritably jealous Sophia Choi, who's targeting Holly Jonas again soon. Johnny and Chanel's tumultuous history, a history of drama. For a while now, Johnny and Chanel feel to have had one issue after another, enough much since they got together. However, Johnny got held by the devil, and he disassociated Chanel after they had that romantic quickie marriage in Italy on Days of Our Lives. If you flash back. Also, Chanel and Johnny said their alternate set of I dose in her mama, Paulina Price's sanitarium room, when they allowed she was going to die because she was fighting for her life. There was another mega hit when Paulina went out and hit that bulldozer. She was going to save Chanel, who had gone missing in a blizzard during the newlyweds' honeymoon on Smith Island. Chanel's tragedy on Days of Our Lives. Paulina exposed pregnant Chanel to radioactive iodine that led to a confinement. Because of that, there have been other medical complications. Chanel still hasn't gotten the each clear from her croaker to get pregnant again. Johnny and Chanel's marriage was put to the test when Johnny decided he wasn't ready to borrow Sophia and Tate Black's baby. Chanel was hurt and confused when Johnny suddenly changed his mind right as they were subscribing the papers. Ultimately, Chanel came around. She understood why Johnny didn't feel like he was prepared to be a father. The nettermost line was he just didn't want to be the man that EJ was, especially after Johnny said about his pater molested his mama, Sammy Brady. That's his whole origin story, which is terrible. Luckily, Chanel and Johnny got back into a good place, and they were doing better. Also, he got arrested and was on trial for the EJ firing blameworthiness, which of course he didn't do. That's all behind Johnny and Chanel now, so they're ready to move on with their lives. Everything's going great, which is no way a good sign on a cleaner pieces. Tesoro's adoption drama, foster parents, enterprises, and retired secrets. Johnny just started his new job as an peripheral professor at Salem U, tutoring an entry physician film class. Chanel and Johnny are on the same runner. They want to try to borrow Tesoro. Effects are looking great for them. At the same time, Sophia and Melinda Trask's secret that Sophia surrendered the firehouse baby remains retired. That's about to change, and that's going to put a spin on effects. This is just one of a couple of series of events that could really mess with Chanel and Johnny's future. Right now, Steve Johnson is running a DNA test on Tesoro. Leo Stark and Javi Hernandez suppose that Chanel would be in stupendous mama. Leo and Javi uneasy about Johnny. But they suppose that Johnny is a loose cannon and not the kind of father that little Tesoro requirements. But the nettermost line is Javi and Leo, as foster parents, don't get to decide who gets to borrow their foster baby. Still, Leo and Javi do plan to tell the social worker assigned to little Tesoro that they've some enterprises about Johnny. Actually, there should also be some enterprises about Chanel. She has a sketchy history. She had that affair with her council professor, and also there was an incident where his woman fell off a roof during a battle with Chanel. The whole love with a council professor is kind of ironic now that Chanel is married to a council professor, and effects may be coming full circle. Javi and Leo obviously want to hold Johnny's recent history against him, but Chanel's history is just as bad. Sophia's vengeful prank Holly, Johnny, and a professor reproach. Meanwhile, if Tate finds out Tesoro is his son, he could give his blessing to Chanel and Johnny, or he could prefer that their son is with Javi and Leo. We'll see. Tate and his mama's time is technically over to decide who gets their child, but since Tate didn't know the timepiece was ticking, if he wants to press the issue, the courts may let him have some say. But the nettermost line is Chanel has her heart set on espousing Tesoro, and also we're going to have other problems creeping into her and Johnny's marriage. That may tie back to Sophia and Tate and their messiness, because Sophia knows her rival Holly used to have a huge crush on Johnny. That was back when Holly's mama, Nicole Walker, was married to EJ. Tate tricks Sophia on Days of Our Lives. And Holly and Johnny were step-siblings. Sophia told Ariana Horton about Holly's former crush on Johnny. And it came over lately between Holly and Tate when they were talking. Ari was fully shocked to hear about this, and effects are coming to a head because Tate tricked Sophia into coming to his dorm room. And also he started grilling her for word about the baby. When Sophia pushed back, Tate claimed that he and Holly might be broken up. And also Tate kissed Sophia. He's trying to kiss the verity out of her. She ran out of the room and into Ari. Sophia also asked her, please do and tell Holly. But we all know Sophia would love to rub that kiss in Holly's face. We also know from the rearmost extended promo that Holly is sleeping in her dorm room when Sophia comes by and snaps some parlous prints of Holly. Sophia plots against Holly. So, is Sophia going to use Holly's phone, take those prints, and also textbook or telegraph them to Johnny to make it look like her previous crush is back on? Holly was just embarrassed when it came up with Tate the other day. All these mentions of Holly's history crush on Johnny are ent for nothing. Chanel formerly knows that Holly used to have passions for Johnny because she was literally always trying to squeeze between them. This knavery that Sophia soon pulls could bring Johnny his job. It could really squinch up Chanel and Johnny's marriage, and it could squinch up Johnny and Chanel's chance to borrow baby Tesoro. I do suppose she may use Holly's phone. And it's going to come out like a big professor reproach. This could bring Johnny everything and his character. And Sophia's knavery could actually get Johnny fired and again help them from starting a family. But this is what Sophia does. She's an agent of chaos. Bless their hearts, Chanel and Johnny are facing a disagreement soon. Days of Our Lives spoilers: Theo steals Gabi's Demera CEO spot. Tony's treason sparks fury. Days of Our Lives spoilers allude that Theo Carver may steal Gabi Hernandez's Demera CEO spot, so Tony Demera's treason should spark some fury. Days of Our Lives suckers know Gabi struck a deal with Tony and completely expects to be running Demera Enterprises once Titan's preemption crumbles. Still, Gabi should know by now that Demera can't be trusted. Days spoilers suggest Tony's conniving to put someone differently on the throne rather. Videlis at Theo now that he's back and milling over Tony's recent offer. When Tony cryptically talks about the new CEO taking over, it's egregious that he means Theo and not Gabi. Chad Demera also feels like Demera Enterprises needs a fresh perspective. As far as Chad's concerned, the company could use a youngish leader with new ideas, someone who hasn't been part of the CEO merry-go-round in recent times. Theo clearly fits the bill and has come home feeling defensive of the Demera family heritage. Days spoilers allude that all the pieces are coming together for Theo to slide in the CEO position and leave Gabi mealy in the end. Of course, this should be further than just a business story. Chad gave Theo some stimulant regarding his love life and offered stopgap that perhaps the right person for him was just around the corner. Since Tyler Joseph Andrews tested with Marissa Reyes to get the part of Theo, it's easy to see where all this is going. Theo and Ari, who actually like slightly aged men, feel poised to become a couple. That's going to put Ari at the center of the feud between Gabi and Theo when this CEO mess hits the addict. Ari should be caught between her mama and new swain, so that sounds like the perfect setup for some classic adulatory days drama. Do you suppose Theo is the right choice for the Demera CEO job? How do you feel about Tony betraying Gabi to put Theo on the throne rather? Days of Our Lives spoilers say some commercial chaos is still to come, so Gabi's sure to get updates on some shocking news sooner or laterally. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.